Hey friend, I am inviting you to hang out with me today while I go through my closet. I'm purging my closet because on Saturday I am hosting a Blossoming Beauties sip and swap. This is an attempt to not only gather women together and have community in person, but an attempt to address this issue of fast fashion. We're gonna get together, everybody is purging their closets, and we're gonna bring all of our stuff and swap so we can leave with like a whole new wardrobe for free basically if we want to. But then also whatever we don't take, whatever gets left behind, I'm gonna be donating to a local women's shelter. So it's like win-win-win all around. So I am going to be going through my closet. I've got laundry going and so much stuff. How do we even collect all this stuff, most of which we don't even wear, right? So it's just time to get rid of it. And if it is your first time here, my name is Tanya and this is the Blossoming Beauties YouTube channel. And it is a space that is all about empowering and equipping women so that we can live our most beautiful lives, spirit, soul, and body. And so this week we're gonna be talking fashion, but it might be a little bit different than what you're used to. So stick around, I'm gonna get to work. You want to say hi, Gracie? Yeah. You want to say hi? So I've been hustling and I've gone through most of my stuff. I would say maybe like 2/3 so far. It is crazy how much stuff we just, and I probably purge once a year. I'm a once a year purger, but I still hold on to things, you know, the things you think you're gonna fit back into, the things you don't really know how to wear, but someday you might, the things that have sentimental value. Like, we just hold on to stuff. At least I do. Can you relate? Are you a holder on of things as well? I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what fast fashion is. Like I said, I got introduced to this through a documentary that I watched on Netflix years ago, and it was really eye-opening. And since then, I've watched other documentaries on it as well. So I would encourage you, educate yourself. It was life-changing for me, and it's been a really slow process for me. It didn't happen overnight, and I'm not where I would hope to be someday. I have like the dream of what kind of fashionista I would be, but I'm not there yet. But I am making progress. So fast fashion was basically a response to the pressures of creating low-cost items with a short turnaround, because we're a consumeristic society. We like to buy. Retail therapy, unfortunately, is a thing, and a lot of us indulge in it. So companies have wanted to cut back their costs to produce more stuff for us to consume. And an example of this is back in the day in the fashion world, autumn and winter, spring and summer, 2 seasons. And those 2 seasons, companies came out with their clothing line, and that's what we purchased for those 2 seasons. Today, there's 52 seasons to the calendar year of the fashion industry, which means every single week they're coming out with new stuff. Now, how do they achieve that? They achieve it by using lower grade quality materials and by hiring cheap labor. So the problem with this is that it's not ethical and it's not sustainable. In fact, the fashion industry is the second largest polluter of clean water in the world under agriculture. So just think about that. The clothing that we wear is impacting the environment directly. These factories spew out chemicals into the water. Most of the time they're in third world countries, and the people that live there are directly impacted. Their health is directly impacted. But not only that, the people who are laboring, I don't know if you knew this, I just learned this, 1 in 6 people work in the garment industry worldwide. And many of them, the majority of them, have no rights or protections. They're not working with good labor codes. 80% of those are women, and only 2% of them make a livable wage. So when we're buying our clothes from H&M or Forever 21 or Target or Walmart or The Gap or Old Navy, when we're buying cheap articles of clothing, we're paying into this. We're paying into slave laborers, basically, and we're investing into the destruction of our planet. So this was a wake-up call for me. I'm gonna get back to work, and then I want to share with you guys 5 solutions, 5 things that we can do to create change. Because if we each start creating change in our own individual lives, that is how we change the world. And then we're instilling a different value system into the future generation. So this is really important. If we care about the planet, if we care about humanity, then being intentional and mindful about our consumption when it comes to fashion is something that we may not have thought of before, but I'm going to challenge you to start thinking about it now. It might mean that you have to consume less. It might mean that you're not buying every cute thing that you see, but guess what? Most of us don't wear those things too often anyways. In fact, I read a statistic that said the average person wears an article of clothing 7 times before they get rid of it. Fast fashion is a problem. It's not just a problem for our planet. It is a problem for the people that are working in this industry. So what can we do? What can you do? What can I do to create a solution and be a catalyst for change? The bed is made. The pets are hungry because it's right about supper time. And I'm feeling really good. I'm going to show you guys the after of my closet. It's all so good to reorganize and get rid of things, isn't it? So what are 5 things, ideas that we can implement into our lives to help us fight against this whole fast fashion thing? Number 1, consume less. Don't buy every cute thing you see. Really think about what you're going to purchase and what the true cost is. It might just be $2, $3, $4, $5 for you. It might be $10, $15 for you. But who had to make that article of clothing, and what is that article of clothing costing our planet? Number 2, thrift. In recent years, I have really gotten into thrifting. I actually love thrifting. It's so fun. It's some of my favorite articles of clothes I have found at a thrift shop. Some of my favorite shoes I have found at a thrift shop. You know, you can't really like go in and be specific about what you're looking for. You got to be patient. You got to become a patient consumer, have an idea of what you're looking for, and not need the instant gratification. But it's kind of like treasure hunting. And when you find something you've been wanting for a while, there's such a reward in that. So yeah, consume less, thrift more, and then think sustainable, think ethical. When you're going to make a purchase, we may need to purchase less, we may need to spend more on a specific item that we're purchasing, but if we're spending less often, then we have a little bit more to spend. So think about the choice that you're making when it comes to your fashion and consumption. Where is it sourced? How is it sourced? How are the people treated that are creating this product you're going to wear? When you start thinking more ethically and sustainably, it starts to kind of infiltrate into every aspect of your life. But as believers, we were created to take dominion over this planet, and to take dominion is to be a good steward. And so to be careless and frivolous in our fashion choices, even though it is culturally acceptable and very trendy, there's the fashion blogging and all this kind of stuff. We're constantly bombarded with what we need, but do we really need it? Do you really need that cute shirt that you're probably never going to wear? Do you really need that cute dress that you're probably never going to wear, or you might wear one time? Just start thinking about the choices you're making when it comes to your consumption of fashion and the long-term consequences and the cost it's going to have on the planet we live in, but also on the people that are creating these items of clothing that you're wearing. Donate. Don't throw away. I understand that sometimes you have to throw it away. I had a little trash pile, and there were probably 5 or 6 things that I absolutely couldn't pass on. They were worn out. But as often as possible, I know it's a lot easier to just throw stuff in the trash, but you guys, there are heaps and heaps and heaps of clothing piles in third world countries of Western clothing where we don't have anywhere to put it, and so we ship it off to other countries and it doesn't decompose. It just sits there. So the less you throw away, the better big picture it is. I know it's a little bit inconvenient to have to go to the Goodwill or the Salvation Army and drop things off, but again, when we're starting to count the cost, I think personally it's worth it. And then finally, host a swap party. This is what we're doing on Saturday. There's a group of maybe like 10 of us getting together. We're doing a little potluck style event. It's gonna be so much fun. It's super chill. I told everyone, come in your pajamas. It's gonna be super, super chill and fun. But I have a huge box full of clothes that I'm gonna be parting with, and they're all gonna get to go through my clothes, and if they find something they like, they get to leave with it. And whatever gets left behind from all of our stuff, we're gonna be donating it to a women's shelter. I have worked in group homes. I've worked in a women inpatient program for recovery, and those girls always need clothing, and so that's a great cause. That is a great place if you want to take your clothes to a local women's shelter. They are always needing clothes. I'm almost positive about it. You guys, this was a little bit fun. This was a little bit different. I really let you into my little bubble today. You saw my messy, messy room, and you got to hang out with the fur babies. So I'm feeling good. The bed is nice and made. It's gonna be a sweet sleep tonight. I love sleeping in fresh wash sheets. Now I am going to go and feed the fur babies and feed myself. If you decide to do a swap, let me know. And in the future, I'm hoping that this might be an annual Blossoming Beauties sip and swap event. So if you're interested in it, let me know too, and I'll let you know the next time I host one. Until next time, much love. See you later.